All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast. Cheaper than therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? How you doing? Thanks for coming back. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing. Anywhere you get your podcast, that's where I am. So I'm on YouTube now too. So if you'd rather watch the episode as opposed to, I noticed that the part in my hair today is not exactly symmetrical down the middle. So if you do suffer from OCD, you might want to just go back to listening to as opposed to watching it. But thanks so much for all the support and the love. I do appreciate. Also, I do have a podcast with two very funny friends of mine, comedians Dan Barry, Dennis Rooney, which is kind of not on hold right at the moment, but we should get a new episode out this week, I think. One of the team is having a family issue right now. I won't go into details, of course, because it's not me. That's all I'll say. And so we didn't want to do it with just two members. We do it with all or nothing. So, check out the older episodes of the Almost Irish podcast, which is available where you get this podcast, where you get any other podcast. So, it's also available on YouTube. If you're watching this and you think to yourself, where else can I get? Oh, you get fucking anywhere, Mick. Relax. So before I get into this week's episode, I do want to talk about my last episode. Now, I wanted called QAnon. I wanted to take it down. A part of me said, just take it down. I wanted to take it down for a few reasons. Number one, it's just not funny. I found it wasn't funny. But then again, fuck it, right? It's like, yeah, I can't all be home runs. So I have to show you, the people out there, that it's fucking, it's garbage. And why not leave it up there? I put my name on it. It's garbage. Another thing is, I finished it too early. What I mean by that is it was about the whole documentary, 6 episodes on QAnon, and I kind of jumped on and started doing the podcast after 4 episodes, which means it didn't really make sense, and the last 2 episodes kind of contradict what I did. So I'm sorry if you listen to the podcast after watching the QAnon documentary, or if you listen to it. It's just not, it doesn't gel, but I'm going to leave it up there anyway. Fuck it. So I apologize. And I think I said something this is the thing, I don't edit my episodes. I hit record and then I hit stop recording and it's done. No editing whatsoever. And I think in one part I said like Trump is heavily involved in it. I didn't say Trump is I did say Trump is heavily involved on it. I meant to say Trump's name comes up in it. Like they talk about him a lot. When I didn't mean to insinuate that Trump is heavily involved in QAnon. And so I kind of feel bad that, not that, but I just don't want, and I haven't got any complaints yet. So, maybe this doesn't matter, but it's a shit. I felt it was a shit episode, so I'm sorry for that. That was it. I take that back about what I said about Trump. It was just a slip of the tongue, as they say. And I shouldn't have called that other guy, Fred, a sack of potatoes. Too far, Mick. You went too far. But anyway, so I wanted to get into other stuff today, but I don't have a, like, here's the thing. I got an Apple Watch for my birthday. I don't know if there's a special name for him. Cause I don't wear watches. I only wear watches when I'm on stage. Speaking of being on stage, I'm back. Comedy is back. I was at Governor's last Friday for the grand opening, and I was at the Comic Strip the next night for 2 fantastic shows, and I had a blast. So where am I going to be all of April? All of April I'm going to be at the Comic Strip pretty much every week. I got shows there. I just want to get that rust in and get those real reps in. You know what I mean? To feel. It's good to get back, man. It was good to see all, Tommy, Brian McFadden was there. Who else did I get to see? I got to see Tom Van Horn again, and just even seeing the staff at the Comic Strip, man, made me happy, But so yeah, that's where I'll be all April. If you're looking to check out an official show of Mick Thomas, swing by the Comic Strip. But anyway, so I got a watch for my birthday, which happened last week, and fuck you if you didn't wish me a happy birthday. You're dead to me. I don't care. Birthdays come and go. I'm not 4. I don't need to be celebrated. And I only wear a watch on stage, and it's usually like a shitty Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck watch. And what I do is every time I go on stage, I set my watch to midnight. So when I go up on stage and they go to me, you got to do 20 minutes, I go, click, 20 minutes. Now I don't have to go into my head and go, fuck, how long was I up here for? Did I come up at 8:09 and now I got to do the math in my head? And you know what I mean? I know that's not hard maths to do, but that's why I always said, and it was passed on by my good friend and comedian Joe Curry gave me that advice. So the comics, so I'm at the comic shop and I bring an Apple Watch with me now, and I don't. If you have an Apple Watch, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, let me explain to you. Like, the Apple Watch it's fucking god awful. It's god awful. Now, I didn't think I'd ever be complaining about this because, like, the Apple Watch is, you can text into it, right? So you can click and you can talk and text. Very like Michael Knight from my childhood. Michael Knight, who worked for the Foundation of Law and Government. You might also know him as Knight Rider. Otherwise known as David Hasselhoff. Okay? So I never thought the day where, like, when you watched Knight Rider as a kid, and it's like, all right, and he would yell into his wrist, he was like, all right, kid, come and get me, I'm around the corner or whatever, and then the car would drive around and pick him up. And I just never thought we would see the day where you could just do this. And I got the technology and I realized it's terrible. It is, the Apple Watch is dog shit. I'm sure some people out there like it, and Apple, if you want to sponsor the show, feel free to, send along a packet of watches or phones or whatever. I'll take them. But the Apple Watch is not, because here's the thing about the Apple Watch. Because I don't wear it, I only wear it when I go on stage. It tries to read me and understand me. So, like, the other day I'm sitting, I put it on to be polite, right? Leave it in the house and go, oh, isn't this nice? Oh, how did I ever live without this device? So all of a sudden, like, the watch will go, hey, why don't you get up and move for a minute? I'm like, excuse me? Like, the watch is calling me a lazy fuck, which I'm all for, by the way. You know me, Mick Thomas doesn't like the lazy people. But the watch is going, hey, why don't you get up and move around for a bit? I'm like, you don't fucking know me. I run a marathon every Saturday, asshole. I've got a 100-mile run coming up in the near future. Don't act like you don't know my heart. I donate money to charity. You think you're the one that knows me? Go fuck yourself. And then when you do stand up and if you go to the kitchen and make something to eat, right? You go to the bathroom or whatever, and then it'll come back and it'll say, you stood up for a minute. Good job. Good for you. I'm like, you condescending cunt. Acting like all of a sudden I don't fucking, like bullshit. So, and then it you get stressed and like, what are you getting stressed about? It tells you you're getting, because fucking you're giving me a hard time, asshole. So I kind of went, on this kind of tyrant within myself about technology, and I've always, like, I've never been a conspiracy theorist guy, you know that. But I started to kind of look at the technology thing. So I was on Google and I looked up the Davos universe, right? I'm sure I'm butchering that word. And it's every year, and you may know that it's the World Economic Summit, the forum, where you may remember Greta Thunberg, the little 12-year-old girl. I mean, people are probably screaming, she's 14. Right? And she's yelling at us about how we all should be ashamed of ourselves and all that stuff, right? We get it, Greta. So it's the same thing. So now they had an interview. I saw a presentation by Eric Schmidt. Sounds very German. Eric Schmidt, and he gave this whole speech on the new world that's coming with technology. And everybody was applauding it. It's one of those things where when people applaud the end of the world, you know what I mean? Because people just applaud. I remember once I worked for Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? Isn't that what they say? I used to work for Capital One Bank, and we went to this meeting one time, and they gave these speeches, and we're all in this room, like not sitting down, like it was just everyone was standing around. And this is by the way, from boxing, this injury on my knuckle here that you can see. The skin is ripped off. It's not herpes on my knuckle. Digressing. So, and I remember being at Capital One, we were all standing around, and then the market manager or district manager, whatever, whatever you call him, he came up and he was like, I want to introduce some people. This is blah, 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 the head of mortgages, and everybody, yay. And this is such a person, and they're going to do this, yay. And then they go, this is the head of the cafe branches. Basically what's going to happen is all our branches are going to go the way of a cafe. So we're going, instead of having 10 people in your branch, we're going to have 2. And everybody was like, yay. And I just kind of started to go, leave through the crowd. And they were like, are you going anywhere? Do you need something? It's like, no, I'm just going to go home, work on my resume, because I feel we're not going to have a job here anymore. But then you carry on anyway. And everyone said, Mick is so funny. He likes it. And I didn't. I just kept walking. I got him. That's the problem with being a comedian. When I used to work with those banks, whenever it came to a serious issue, nobody took you serious. Nobody takes you serious when you're a comedian. You know what I mean? They don't. At all. Like, I was trying to talk at my dad's funeral, and people were laughing. I'm like, no. I'm like, this is, all right. My dad's dead, but okay. I guess I have to be fucking Johnny the Clown. Johnny the Clown. It's Bozo the Clown. Don't be lazy, Mick. So anyway, so we were all applauding that our jobs are going to be gone soon, right? And as Capital Ones are done that, right? They've gone the way of the cafe, you may have seen now, where like you walk in, there's 2 people and they don't need people anymore. So this guy, Eric Schmidt, gave a speech and people applauded about what was to come. And I took notes for this episode, right? I wrote down, because I didn't want to paraphrase, and I didn't want people to come at me like they did the Britney documentary, which still I don't give a shit at all about your opinions about I know more about conservatives than most people have reached out to me, and I can guarantee I do. I know for a fact I knew. So I wanted to write him down because I didn't want people to go, well, no, Mick, he didn't say that. What he actually said was, well, let's go through it together, right? And if you want to challenge me on it, then let's challenge it. But let's go looking through some of the stuff, right, that he said. So in no particular order, by the way, I wrote these down. But I took this from a 15-minute speech that he gave and questions that he answered. So the first thing was, he says, big tech and government, they're going to join forces, right? Big tech and government are going to join forces, and basically we're kind of going to be forced into isolation. That's what he said. Yeah, we've seen that now, right? Big tech, like what? Amazon? Okay. Facebook, all that shit now, right? We are now forced into isolation. I think we are. I think that's happened, right? Big tech is forces into isolation to do what? To buy from Amazon. That's it. We don't go to the stores anymore. How many mom and pops have shut down in your area? Mamas and papas, all the small stores are going away. You see it. They're going away to be replaced by like a pizzeria would stay closed, right? Or a small store would stay closed, but Walmart or Tesco, if you're in Ireland, was kept open. Targets were kept open. Amazon they're stocking up 772%. Not their stock, their what's the word? The profit went up. Online usage went up 772%. That's insane, man. Right? So the government are going to get, so the government and big tech are going to work together. So what happened? The government went, you're shut down. Big tech takes over. Zoom calls, podcasts. I only went video because of that. I was locked in my house. I was only audio. Right? So he's not wrong there. But that was just the start of it. So let's get into his words, by the way. I'm not paraphrasing. New developments will make us smarter. They'll make us smart. How will they make us smarter? How will they make us smarter? They're meaning that we're going to have to do our own research. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. That's further down the list, right? So I remember when I moved to America, I had a conversation with this woman who got very cunty with me. And I was genuinely trying to understand... genuinely trying to understand what was going on, as opposed to being a dick, like trying to poke the bear. I asked a question, because America is very big into the college. Like in Ireland, colleges are free, right? So it's very hard for me to understand like how you fucking go watch sports. They're college students. Why are people getting so hyped up on college students playing basketball? Don't you have a fucking test to be studying for? Get off the court. You're going to fail. So I would watch this thing and I couldn't figure out the college, right? And then someone would say, oh, he went to this... And this woman in question, she went to Cornell to study law. So I always thought, well, the law's the law, right? The law's the law. The law of the land can't be changed depending on the school you went to. So my question was, well, what if you go to a public, like a community college, like a Suffolk County where I live here on Long Island, as opposed to going and you go to Cornell. So Cornell's going to cost you 120 grand a year, but yet Suffolk County's only 3 grand a year. What's the difference when the law is the law, right? The dollar amount that you spent on your book shouldn't change it. The legal system doesn't understand that you pay more money. And of course I got the whole fucking, well, you go, you network and you meet better people and blah, blah, blah. But that's where we're going now. Everything is going to be online now where you're going to read it. So like if you go, we're not going to have to spend the money anymore for college, which that's a good thing. That I do believe, right? But they're going to control what you learn now, right? That's going to be controlled. Also, he wrote, there's going to be so many IP addresses, you won't know when you're, I can't read it loud, you'll have to forgive me on that one. You won't know when you're being watched. So, and then he threw very quickly, with your permission, of course, you'll interact with everything in your room. So he's basically more, everything we do, everything we have is going to be kind of computerized now, right? It's going to be into our bodies. The clothes we wear is going to be fucking monitored by technology. Your fucking toaster is going to probably rat you out soon, right? And it goes, he just said really quickly, with your permission, of course. I don't want to give you my permission. Well, then it won't work. Then it's fine. You're not getting my permission. Well, then you won't have a toaster. I don't give a shit. I don't want toast. And then all of a sudden you'll realize, you'll try to be this fucking freedom fighter, but you'll know that you can't move without it. Like the vaccine. Again, I'm not an anti-vacciner, but I know Denmark is now saying you can't go into Denmark without the vaccine. You got to have a special thing on your passport, right? Ireland's going to do it. I mean, I'm only guessing. Maybe they will, the fucking idiots, if they do. But let's say if they do, then I have to get the vaccine. Again, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just don't generally want to get it. I don't need it. I run a marathon every week. COVID's probably terrified of me. COVID's probably terrified of me and my immune system, right? But if I want to go to Ireland to visit my fucking family, I have to get the vaccines. That's forced upon me with your permission. It's not my permission. You're leaving me no choice. And of course, with your permission means a sign here or click I agree box against the fucking pages upon pages upon pages of fucking all these terms and conditions. Well, who's going to read it? You just want to make the toast. Fucking I agree. Do what you want with my info. Fucking sell it off. Do what you want. Right? Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Then he said, smartphones are amazing, right? We get that. That the smartphones arrival, no, I want to write, sorry, I can't read out loud, lads. Please forgive me. Smartphones are amazing. The arrival of the phone has been mostly excited. Sorry, I can't read. I fucking should have typed this out instead of writing. Oh yeah, smartphones are amazing, comma, I should write. The arrival of the phone, meaning the ones we have, the smartphones now, has been mostly celebrated next to the arrival of the birth of their child. That's what. So they're basically trying to say is like, the feeling you get from a new phone is just the same as when you have a kid. I got 2 of the fuckers. I got 2 of them. Granted, my phone sometimes has been more fun than the children. I play Clash of Clans on there. I still play Angry Birds. It's an old game. I've watched porn on my phone. Way more beneficial to me than my kids. But let's be honest, when they were born, I think I was way more excited. Way more excited about the children being born than I was getting a new phone. Right? But not according to Schmidt. Schmidt thinks, no. The phone is better than when you had your kid. That's what he's saying. Also, he said, this is good. There will be no more teachers, drivers, or cash. So what he means by that is exactly what I said. There'll be no teachers. So teachers are already retiring at an alarming rate because of Zoom, right? You get this 60-year-old woman who's doesn't like, I only learn technology because I have to. I'm not a tech guy. I'm not interested in it. Ask any of my friends who has to do work for me. They flip out. I got a friend, Adam, right now, who's all fucking helping me put my first album ever on YouTube. It should be a simple case. He laughed when I told him. But I need people like that in my life. So if you're like me or a 60-year-old woman, and all of a sudden you got to teach all your kids through Zoom now, it's stressful. They're retiring like, fuck it, I'll bounce early. My retirement is 3 years away. I'm just going to bounce now and fucking keep the paycheck. I'll that's it. I don't care. I'll go early. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to us. There'll be no teachers, no drivers, right? The self-drive car, the self-drive trucks, the Amazon, which we know Amazon is cleaning up, they'll all be self-driven now, which I'm a fan of, by the way. I've been driving home late at night from shows and go, oh man, I wish I could fucking fall asleep right now. I nearly did a bunch of times. That'd be nice, just put the seat back and wake up in my driveway. I'm not against self-driving cars, but to say that now you're taking away jobs. So when these teachers retire, these drivers retire, right? I think this is where your government, no matter what country you're listening to this from, your government needs to come in and go, hey, listen, here's one of the laws that you can't be taking over these many jobs, right? So if one person leaves, like this teacher leaves now, they're not replacing her. They're not replacing Miss McElroy, who's been teaching since it was okay to beat kids with sticks, right? She had to deal with that. If anything, she had to deal with the fact that she can no longer hit kids. That's unfair. They're not replacing these people. And cash! Here we go, Bitcoin. My friend Christian Vasquez, we know from Strong Island Boxing. This fucking guy loves cryptocurrency. It's not tangible. It doesn't exist. He's trying to tell me how to get into it. He's like, well, you got to get the master coin first. I'm like, is this money? Or is it Mario Brothers? Well, once you get the coin, you got to... Like, what the fuck are you talking about getting the magic coins? Right? So cash is going to... I said that a long time ago, though. I always said that for years and years. Cash is going to go away. Go anyway. Go to Chipotle. Go to Chipotle now. Sorry, we only take exact cash. Exact cash or debit or credit. Exact cash or debit or credit. You're going to walk in... Well, I don't have exactly the price it is for a fucking burrito. Let me bring in my debit card or credit card. And now you're going to carry your debit card or credit card instead of the cash. Then eventually cash is going to go away. No cash. Good. Which is kind of good in a way. I don't like cash in. I don't carry it. It's a fuck it. That means I don't... Maybe I won't have to tip people. Like I have to tip waiters and stuff because I can put it onto the bill. But if I put up to a valet, I ain't tipping you, mate. I ain't got no money. I'm sorry. Once you get me back, fart in my car. I'll understand. We'll call it quits. When you park my car, I didn't know there was a valet service here, by the way. It's not like I'm not capable of driving over there and parking and walking in myself. Right? I don't feel bad for that. Bathroom attendant. I'm not tipping you either, mate. You're in a fucking toilet. I didn't ask you to be there. I'm a grown man. I can wash my own hands. I'm not tipping you either. But now what are they going to have these little things where you tap and boop? Good thing about no cash, you get rid of organised crime, probably. Probably. They'll figure out a way. They'll figure out a way how to fucking rob. Maybe they'll rob you and you got to Venmo them money. What else did he say? The new generation of tech and ideas that will... the new generation of tech, which is coming, and ideas that will give advice. It will give you advice. And what should I do today? Exactly, his words. I'm not making this up. Give advice, so the new tech is going to give you advice, and it's going to like stuff like advice on like what should I do today? What am I interested? And he said it's overwhelmingly good. So my phone is going to give me advice. What's my phone going to say? Oh, Mick, don't wear that t-shirt with those jeans. You're going to clash. Thanks, phone. Appreciate that. What else? What other advice can you give? Don't invest in the stock market. Get rid of your family. Machines are the future. What the fuck? It's going to give me advice. And also it's going to help you with your interests. Like, what am I interested in, phone? Why don't you tell me? It already does that. Do you ever have a conversation with somebody about fucking anything and then it just pops up on your phone? Now you're inundated with fucking just goddamn advertisements of shit because you just mentioned it. Right? You're talking about, I swear to God, this guy doesn't leave me alone, I'm going to stab him in the back of the neck with a knife. Did you mean these steak knives? Here are some steak knives. Now I'm fucking, right? I'm looking at all this. Want to get rid of a body? You need good rope. I don't know why he sounds like that, but he does. Yeah, so now your phone is going to give you advice. Like a magic 8-ball. That's what it is. Magic 8-ball. It's going to give you advice like that. There will be no... I said that part already. Then he said... About when we're talking about, the guy asked him, goes, yeah, but what do you mean about new jobs? Is when I said I would get back to you. What do you mean? What's going to happen with the kind of jobs? He's like, don't worry. His exact words. Highly educated, and people who with high drives, they will be fine. So they'll be fine. So all the elites and the highly educated, they'll be fine. I didn't ask you that. I'm asking about people's jobs. The elites will be fine. That's basically what he said. The highly educated. What if you've got a learning disability? What if you're mentally challenged? What if you're disabled mentally? You know what I mean? You're not going to be highly educated. So then what happens to you? You're not allowed to get a job. You're not allowed to go fucking bag groceries. That's where you see a lot of them, isn't it? Really, you do. You see a lot of them there. You know, we're all like, oh, poor disabled person. Yeah, they should get jobs. Give them jobs. Give them jobs. Work in the supermarket. Yeah, let them work at the supermarkets. They're going to bag your eggs. No, I'll do my own eggs, mate, because I don't want. Right? Then all of a sudden it's a bit different. Right? Yeah, no, give them jobs. They should be allowed to work any job they want to work. Really? Okay, they're going to babysit now. Uber driver? No, I'm not driving home with him. Look at the guy. He's licking a window. That's not. Where are they going to work? Where are they going to work, Schmidt? Be like, they'll be fine. He goes, if you're educated, you're fine. A lot of people aren't educated. A lot of them are not due to learning disabilities. Sounds great, doesn't it? What else did he say? And then he said, we need the help of the government. The government will pay for it. No, the government won't pay for it. You're going to pay for it. You, out there, cheaper than therapy world. Where does the government get their money? They get the money from us. You think we have a say in what we do? And the government's, no, fucking way. You're not. No. You give us the money and we're going to spend on how we like. That's good for you. It's not good for us. It's good for you. But if I give you my money and you give it to those machines and they're going to take my jobs, yeah, that's what it is. What the I don't get it. They're going to take, you're paying them, you're going to pay them, the government, they work, the government works for you. Do you understand? I don't know, I mean, in some countries, if you're listening from some of the Middle Eastern countries, forget about it. Just don't ignore this whole conversation. You're not doing anything. But any other country, come on. They own everything. They own you. You're going to pay them for them to use your money how they see fit by paying these big tech cunts. Billions of people are joining our party, the elites. There you go. So they want he's kind of, and then he did go ahead to say, and I didn't write this down, but he did go on to say like, well, look at it this way. You're all going to have all this information now. He's like, just like years ago when only the elites could read, right? If you were poor, you weren't allowed to learn to read. Oh, I like the way you're comparing that I could just go out and bust my ass and get a phone as opposed to just fucking learning to read. Like you're making it that simple. Are you, Eric Schmidt? Yeah, he wants us to join. So the elites are going to be fine, by the way. The elites are going to be top notch. The elites are fine. Nobody's asking these questions. Nobody's asking questions like, why is Bill Gates the largest landowner in America now? He owns more farm land than any other farmer in the world. Do you understand that? I'm not making it up. Google it. Bill Gates, nobody's talking about it, is now the biggest farmland owner in the world. He's going to fucking put on a pair of overalls, chew on a nice long piece of straw, and drive a tractor. That's it. That's his life now. Is he doing it for the good? What the fuck is he up to? I don't know. Let's stay tuned and find out. Nobody knows why fucking Bill Gates is now the largest farmland owner. I'm sure it's all for good though. We can be fine and relax with that. Then he wrote, the winners in every market will be the ones that use our method. That was what his closing statement was. That they all applauded. So in other words, get on board or you're fucked. That's what he said. Get on board or you're fucked. I mean, if this doesn't terrify you to your fucking core. Look, technology is supposed to be used for our good, right? I want toast. A toaster was invented. Women, you have vibrators now. Is a vibrator taking my job? Yeah, it'll help you out, girls, but every once in a while you're going to need the real deal, right? Let's be honest. I didn't mean like as in I'm going to satisfy all the women when I did this. I just meant males. Or females. Let me add that part in, sorry. You're going to need somebody. You're going to need somebody down there. So you can have your vibrator all you want to. That is technology at its best, but it's not replacing the human touch. We need technology. I remember, and I don't want to say it because it dates myself, being in Ireland, driving home with my brother one time, and I had to pull over, go to a phone box to call my mother to tell her to record on the video, the VCR, record the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Because if I missed it, I was never seeing that episode again. Never seen that episode again. And of course, my man fucked it up. I got HBO Max now of all episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I turned it on. I was like, I don't remember this episode. That's the fucking episode me ma didn't tape. I remember that. I remember, like, that's what technology, right? Technology is supposed to make our lives better. That's what it's for. That's what it was made for. When we were around the fire, oh my God, is there any way to start this fire? I wish that. Boom, radiator, plug-in heater, whatever. Same concept, same thing. It gives you warmth. It made your life better. I got to sweep up all this dirt. Boom, here's a Hoover. Right? I can now go into my phone and I can fucking just record on something on my TV upstairs just by tapping it on my phone. Right? It's tech. That's what technology is for. It's supposed to make your life easier. It's not supposed to change life. It's not supposed to go, now we're going to lock you all indoors. You're locked indoors now. You can't go outside. You can't go out. You can't walk a dog. You can't fly a kite. You can't go out and do any of those good things. You can't hug anybody. You can't talk to your neighbor down the street. Everything is going to be electronic. Get on board is what they're saying. It's fucking, I don't know about you, man. And again, I'm not, am I anti-technology? I think I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm anti-technology. I think it's got to stop somewhere. You can fucking pay, your thumb can open up your phone now. Your face can open up your phone now. I got the older model. I open up with my thumb. Other people just fucking, I've seen them put their face to it and it opens. That's it. That's why you got. There's a very funny episode on Paul Verzi and Bill Burr's podcast together where Bill said he walked in and just saw a guy paying with his face. That's it. That's what we're going from. Cash is gone. You're going to be paying with your face. That look. I hope that Can we go out and protest? Yes. We can't. No, we're not allowed to go out and protest now. We're not allowed to go protest now. I didn't know if you knew that. You were allowed to. Depends on what the cause was. But this we're not allowed because we're gathering in large areas. You got to stop. You got to go back indoors, please. No more protesting. So are we going to just hand over all our shit to the government and go, there you go. You tell us what's best for us. You tell us. That's what we're up against. That's what we're up against. Anyway, I just thought technology was there just to make your life better. Right? And I talked about a few episodes ago about going to the supermarket. That's the start of it. Starts in the supermarket where the fucking machine tells us ragu is broken. Jeff, clean it up, please. Yes, Overlord. That's it. That is it. I'm still a believer of going outside. I'm still a believer of going on stage, being around people, laughing with people, joking with people. Go ahead, do that. Do that. Just put your faith in people. I know it's shitty. Some of them are terrible. Some of them love to shoot places, right? We got that happened again. More shootings since the last episode I mentioned shootings. So shootings are back. That's, but I still have my faith in humanity as opposed to fucking these things. I know that's kind of ironic. I'm saying as I'm recording into all of this shit. Anyway, I'm going to go on that note. I have faith in people and I think you should too. But anyway, thanks so much for listening and like and subscribe. And if you happen to watch it on the YouTube, go over and just hit the subscribe. That's all you got to just hit subscribe and you get this early, right? You won't get if you're listening to this, you're getting it on a Monday. You could have got it on the previous Wednesday just by hitting subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. I don't sell your data, right? I don't sell your data to anybody. Just hit subscribe. So thanks for liking and check it out wherever podcasts are available. Share it, pass it on. Comment in the section. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. I appreciate that too. Anyway, I'm at the comic strip all this month. If you happen to be around New York City, drop in, swing by, check out one of the shows. It's great to be back. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fucker. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.